Story 1. Definitely my boyfriend. I have chronic illnesses and mental health problems, and even during my flare-ups, multiple procedures, surgeries, and hospital stays, he is stuck by my side. Even when I couldn't go out and have fun, even when I was exhausted or in pain and zonked out on medication, he still stood by me. He is the most loving and caring man I have ever met, and I honestly don't think I would be here without him. Story 2. The fact I'm still here. It's been rough the last couple of years, but things finally seem to be looking up for me. I'm finally out of high school, and now I'm just taking a year to live my life a bit before college. Story 3. I am grateful for my fiancé who loves me no matter what. I am grateful for my current friends who love me and do not want anything from me. I am grateful for my family, for my career, for my lovely and loving pets, and for the future that has opened before me. I am grateful to be so productive in my creativity. I am grateful to not be stuck in the dark box that I used to be in for most of my life. I am grateful to have moved on. Story 4. Honestly, just being alive. There are so many cool things, people, and unknowns that I have yet to experience. I'm grateful for past humans who have shared their ideas and knowledge so my life can have so many conveniences. Story 5. My beautiful wife who has stood by me these years, especially the past 5 when cancer visited me. Now it's my turn to look after her, as investigations are coming soon regarding her tremors. Story 6. My wife and people I've met in my career have helped pave the way for a better future for myself. I grew up in a lower middle-class household, divorced parents, and was very much a C average student. I struggled in school, didn't go to college, and went to a now-defunct tech school. I struggled to find my footing in my career, and my girlfriend, now wife, was my rock that helped keep me going. 14 years together, and I can say I wouldn't have the confidence I have today if it weren't for her. I look back at who I was as a scared 20-year-old kid with no path for the future. No idea what I wanted for myself, no goals or aspirations, nothing. I never thought I was smart enough to make good money. I thought I was destined to work all those menial, low-paying jobs for the rest of my life and struggle financially like my folks did, because that's what was ingrained in me from an early age. Finding people that support you, challenge you, and help you grow. I can't begin to put into words how thankful I am for everyone that has helped me get to where I am today. Story 7. I almost never get sick. I have had 2 colds in the past 15 years that gave me symptoms. Nothing else contagious in about that time. My genetics are going to catch up with me with all the brutality of mandrills on meth sometime in the next 20 years or so. But my immune system has been performing excellently since I was a kid. Story 8. The ability to walk, talk, eat, sleep, breathe, and live a healthy life. Not disabled and do not need any additional assistance. I take that for granted in life. For that, I am grateful. Story 9. I am grateful for the delayed rewards of life. I have things which I only dreamt of at a certain point in life. It's just that it has taken a little extra time, and life is also showing me greater dreams, due to which I am unable to appreciate the things I have and dreamt of. Story 10. That I have a tight group of friends and family who I love and who love me for who I am with all of my flaws. That I can live comfortably and want for nothing. That I got to wake up today and do the best I can with what I have. The world is chaos and craziness, interspersed with fleeting moments of laughter and joy, and I'm here for it. Story 11. That I have always had the luxury to have at least one close friend at any place I have been through my whole life. I have never not had close friends, and that is something I feel really lucky for. Story 12. The opportunities I've been lucky enough to take advantage of. However, my biggest regret is all the opportunities one might have but fail to act on because of insecurities. Story 13. Everything. I think about everything I am so lucky to have every night as I lie in my soft, comfortable bed under a nice roof, plenty of food, a stellar job. There are downsides, but I don't focus on that. Story 14. My fiancé. We've been together for 12 years. Met in high school. And she is my teammate through everything good and bad in life. She's been nothing but amazing to me and taught me what real love is. Story 15. My freedom. Despite not having everything I want, I am still able-bodied and capable of chasing my dreams, and I have supportive friends and family. I love the flexibility that comes with being free. Story 16. I try to remain positive and grateful, but I do have days where I'm like, forget this whole incarnation. On good days, I'm grateful for my home, my stability, my pets, and the simple fact that I woke up. I'm grateful for my loving friends, family, and my incredible strength. I've lived through a lot and am still here. I'm proud of that because many days I didn't think I was going to make it. I'm also grateful for my health. Story 17. I have the kindest, most loving, and supportive parents ever. I have always struggled with just being alive, and they have been there every step of the way. I could never repay them even if I had all the money in the world. Story 18. I'm grateful for my health and a supportive, loving family, especially living in a country with a challenging health insurance situation and extremely limited and expensive childcare options. Story 19. My best friend. She is an intelligent, strong, and vibrant woman doing amazing things, and she is supportive. She shows me love beyond anyone in my family. Story 20. I'll be honest, it's being able-bodied and having sufficient use of my legs. I am an athlete, and I went 3 months this summer unable to participate in any sports or anything, but I was still capable of walking and doing light activities, and it was really frustrating. It was not my first time in that scenario either, but I've always been able to at least use them. I don't think I'd give up my legs for $100 million. Life just wouldn't be worth it for me anymore because I use them for literally everything, especially the things I enjoy and that make life worth living for me. I'd have to be dependent on other people for a lot of things, and I don't think I ever want that. Story 21. My faith. I'd be much more miserable and hopeless without it. This is why I don't like people coming at me about it. I won't force it onto you. Don't force me out of it because it is seriously one of the strongest threads keeping me together, and it genuinely makes me a better person when I practice it. Story 22. Just about everything. We live in nearly the best time in the history of humanity. Electricity, houses, running water, not having to go out in the cold and wet to hunt for food every day, social services, roads, comfortable clothes, vehicles, internet, telephones, the list goes on and on. Story 23. My eyesight. I was legally blind until I had eye surgery in my early 20s. 10 years later, and I still open my eyes every day to just wow. I thank God every day for being able to see His beautiful creation. Did you know there are trees on the hills? And leaves on the trees? Blows my mind all the time. Story 24. My son was born a month and 16 days before my father passed away, and I truly believe he saved me from the worst pain I would have ever felt. Granted, the labor and delivery weren't easy, but we survived. He is 3 today and has autism, but I know my dad would be so proud of us, and I'm glad I stuck around to watch him grow up. Story 25. That I made it through hell and back these past few years and am now sitting in my own nice apartment, rent paid and still have money in my account. I'm about to buy my first AR-15 tomorrow, and I never imagined that I'd be able to have a spare $1,000 to spend on whatever I want. I earned all this, just needed the opportunity. Story 26. My current roommate saved me from homelessness after my father disowned me for refusing to join his new church and kicked me out. He's genuinely a great person, and I feel so grateful to have him in my life. Story 27. My parents' decision to put our family's lives on the line by taking us out of Vietnam on a small boat led to us arriving in Australia as refugees in 1989. Story 28. That my child is white and male, hence not a target of the incoming president. My worry for myself and our many friends who are non-majority females will be overwhelming. Story 29. I am grateful for my ability to practice my religion, for my financial privilege to be able to afford some very expensive comfort items. I'm grateful for the fact that I am capable of taking in the beauty of nature and that I have so many wonderful online friends. I'm grateful to the woman in the bathroom of that restaurant who hugged me and told me it was all right at one of the lowest points of my life. I'm grateful to the customers who purchased my spices and crochet animals to allow me to save up money to move out of my family home. I'm grateful that I have access to the internet and that I have free yarn from a kind woman from the farmer's market. I'm grateful for the ability to own and love cats that came to me freely as kittens. I'm grateful for my amazing stuffed animals for keeping me going despite my life being incredibly hard. I love them all. Story 30. I'm basically Forrest Gump. I'm not very smart, but I am extremely lucky and have lived and almost died through some amazing situations. At 50, I am grateful that my kids are thriving and my health is okay. I have amazing friends all over the globe. I don't have money worries and can consume weed and mushrooms whenever I want. Story 31. My upbringing allowed me many opportunities and room to make mistakes and still become a moderately successful adult. I owe my parents and their sacrifices everything. Story 32. That 23 years ago, my significant other and I got divorced, forcing us both to change and grow, so being together has been better for both. Although there are things that shouldn't have occurred or been resolved, everything else has been wonderful, and we've lived together for 22 years. Story 33. Having healthy kids, my heart truly breaks for the kids and parents of kids who have health issues. There's not a day that goes by that I don't feel grateful for this. Story 34. Any evening I can come home to the house we have owned for 16 years from the job I have had for 15 years. The vehicles are running fine, the bills are paid, all the appliances are running fine, the pets are all fine, our health is good, our friends and family are good, and I can sit down on the couch and relax for a few hours. You bet I am grateful because those evenings are few and far between. Story 35. Finding the man of my dreams. We are living in bliss in our tiny home. Financially, things could be better, but other than that, life is perfect with him. Story 36. The easiest and laziest answer would be my children. I love them so much, but I am most grateful for my father. He works so hard to support us and create generational wealth. I could not have the life I have if it were not for him. Story 37. The support of friends and mentors I have in my personal life and at work took me some time to recognize that people who feel familiar to me may not be best for me. Story 38. My literal second chance at life after dying. I hemorrhaged, coded, died, and was revived after giving birth due to a medical error for which my obstetrician was fined $250,000. I lost 2/5 of my blood, needed an emergency laparotomy, and spent 5 days in the intensive care unit. The blood bank mismatched my blood they had personally typed days before and gave me Kel-positive blood. I found out when I was pregnant with my second son and now can't have more children, but I digress. I have never been more relieved, happy, grateful, and all the other joyful emotions when I got the hospital to break protocol to bring me my newborn in the intensive care unit after they removed my intubation tube. He had been with my husband the entire time. The first photo we have together, I look half dead, but it's one of my favorites ever. Death knocked on my door, and I didn't want to answer. I'm so grateful to be here to see my boys grow up. Story 39. No matter how much I screw up, my parents continue to love me and try to do what they can to help me out. By all means, ultimately, I want to get back on track and make them proud someday. Story 40. Literally everything. I live in a privileged country, my parents aren't abusive, I have even though slightly limited freedom, I get an education, I have food, a warm bed, my own bedroom, my family respects my boundaries, my hobbies are getting financial support from my parents, I get to listen to music, I can dress however I want, I get to be myself, and so much more. Story 41. My son, my boyfriend, my ex-husband, my mom, my career, my home that I built, my country, and my friends. I am grateful for everything in my life, what I have been able to accomplish, and the love I am surrounded by. Story 42. Forever grateful for good physical and mental health is something people often realize the value of when they face challenges or illness. Being able-bodied and able to experience the world freely is often a source of deep gratitude. Story 43. I'm grateful for the people in my life. I'm going through some big life changes soon, and they have all made me feel like everything is going to be all right in the end. Story 44. My husband is truly my best friend on this earth. He has stood by me when I've needed it and pushed me when I've been too sedentary. He understands me and compliments me at the same time, and I can't imagine my life without him. Story 45. Honestly, my boyfriend really changed my life in the best way possible and is always there for me. I honestly trust him more than I trust my parents. Story 46. I am grateful for being me. I am always so positive and happy, and even though I go through so much every day, I still have this good energy inside me. It is almost like a glow that I carry with me. I could be a bitter and negative person who complains about everything, but I can always find a reason to be grateful or smile, even if it is small or silly. I am happy to be who I am, to keep my essence with me. Story 47. I'm really grateful for having a supportive family and some amazing best friends. I am always so grateful for them and couldn't have asked for better. Story 48. My mom. I am so grateful for having such a wonderful, caring, and loving mom God has blessed me with. I don't think I will ever be able to thank God enough for blessing me with her. I am nothing without my mom, and no one can ever love me the way my mother has loved me. I am so blessed. Story 49. Honestly, it's the beautiful, kind children I raised with good, godly principles. They rock, and now I get to watch them raise my grandkids the same. Also, continued good health as I go into my 60s. I am grateful. Story 50. I am grateful that things are much better than they were 100 years ago, and even just 50 years ago. Thank you for this post. It is much needed at this time. Story 51. My partner. He has saved me in so many ways, given me drive and helped me find my goals and reach some of my dreams. We met when I was in an incredibly dark place, and he waded through all of my storms for the real me. 7 years in, and I try to show him every day how thankful and grateful I am.